Hey everyone. I wanted to take a moment to apologize for the lower visual quality in some of my recent videos. I know visuals matter, and I completely understand how that can affect the overall experience. I'm actively working on improving resolution, scaling, and overall presentation as I continue to grow and learn. If you took the time to watch and felt disappointed by the visuals, that's valid, and I appreciate the honest feedback. My focus has always been on atmosphere and storytelling, and I'm grateful to those who've stuck with my work while I work on improving the visual side. If you enjoy my content and would like to support my artistry directly, I do have a Patreon. Support there goes toward better tools, higher quality visuals, and more consistent releases. And it truly helps me improve what I create. Thank you for your patience, your support, and for being part of this journey. More improvements are coming.
I live on the 6th floor of a mid-rise apartment building. 12 floors total. 2 elevators. They're old, slow, and usually crowded during rush hour. Nothing unusual, until I noticed they were paying too much attention to me. The first time it happened, I was coming home late. I stepped into elevator A alone and pressed 6. The doors closed, the car lurched upward, and then stopped. The display read 6. The doors opened. I stared out into a hallway I didn't recognize. Same carpet pattern, same beige walls, but the lighting was dimmer. The air felt heavier. There was no apartment number plaque on the wall, just blank metal where numbers should have been. I backed into the elevator and hit close. The door shut immediately. The elevator resumed moving. When it opened again, I was on my actual floor. I convinced myself it had stopped on another floor first, and I panicked. That happens. The second time, I paid attention. I stepped into elevator B. 2 other people with me. I pressed 6. The elevator stopped on 4. People got off. Then 5. Another person exited. When I was alone, the elevator shuttered and stopped again. Display 6. Doors opened. The hallway was wrong again. Different lighting. No numbers. I stayed inside. The doors closed on their own. The elevator moved. When it opened the next time, I was home. That's when the rule formed in my head. It only happened when I was alone. The old woman was sitting on the bench outside the building the next evening. Gray coat, folded hands, watching the doors slide open and shut. "You should ride with others," she said as I passed. "The elevator keeps stopping on fake floors," I replied. She nodded. "Those aren't fake," she said. "They're unfinished." "Unfinished what?" I asked. She looked at the building. "Places that haven't decided who lives there yet." That night, I took the stairs. The next morning, I was running late. I stepped into the elevator without thinking. Alone. The doors closed. The car ascended, then stopped. Display, 6 doors opened. This time, I didn't rush to close them. I leaned forward slightly and looked out. The hallway stretched farther than it should have, longer than the building allowed. The lights hummed softly, unevenly. At the far end, I saw movement. Not someone walking. Something adjusting its posture, like it had been sitting and heard me arrive. I hit close, hard. The doors hesitated, then shut. When the elevator reached my real floor, my hands were shaking. I started riding with neighbors whenever I could, holding doors, making small talk, anything to avoid being alone. For a week, nothing happened. Then, one night, the building was quiet, too quiet. I waited. No one came. I stepped into elevator A alone. The doors closed. The elevator didn't move. The display flickered. 6.6.6. The doors opened slowly. The hallway beyond looked more complete this time. Apartment numbers lined the walls, but none of them matched real ones. 6A, 6B, 6C. At the end of the hall was a door marked. I didn't step out. The elevator chimed softly, a sound I'd never heard before. "Occupancy pending," a voice said calmly. I stared straight ahead, didn't breathe. The doors closed again. I stumbled out onto my real floor seconds later. That night, someone knocked on my apartment door. I didn't answer. Through the peephole, I saw the hallway empty, but the elevator indicator down the hall glowed softly. 6. The next day, the old woman looked disappointed. "You shouldn't keep refusing," she said. "Refusing what?" I asked. She tapped the ground with her cane. "Assignment," she replied. "What happens if I accept?" I asked. She met my eyes. "Then you won't need an apartment anymore," she said. I stopped using the elevators altogether. 6 flights of stairs, every day. My legs hurt. I didn't care. 2 nights ago, the stairwell door on the 6th floor was propped open. I know I didn't leave it that way. Inside, the lights were dimmer than usual. The elevator dinged behind me. I didn't turn around. I heard footsteps, not coming closer, not retreating, just pacing, waiting. Yesterday, I came home exhausted. Without thinking, I stepped into the elevator. Alone. The doors closed. The elevator didn't move. The display changed. 6. The doors opened. The hallway looked finished now. Fully lit. Warm. The door labeled 6 was open. Inside, I could see furniture. A couch. A lamp. A familiar layout. My layout. The elevator chimed softly. Please exit, the voice said. You're already home. I stayed where I was. The doors didn't close. They're still open now. The elevator humming quietly. I'm standing inside it as I write this, because behind me, the real hallway is gone. And in front of me, the unfinished apartment is waiting for me to step inside and finally stay.
The streetlight outside me apartment alloué bien reliable. It flicker. Some timid style of for die. Some timid buzz like it Justin King abuit. Tator no the strange par. The strange paritat it on liturn of one premier stand directly beneatit. Première noticed it be accident night while taking out the trash. Première stepped into the circle of light, looked down to unlock the bound the light snapped off. The street went dark instantly, like someone had flipped a switch. Première phrase, trash bag in me hand, et heart jumping. 10 première stepped back. The light came back on. Première stared at it. Stepped forward again. Dark. Back. Light. Première logged nervously on told me it was motion sensor. Hold on malfunction. Tators normal. Except the light did not respond au car. Or au pédestrian. Only me. The next evening, première tested it. Première walked down the sidewalk. Every street light stayed on. When première reached me light and stepped into it blue darkness. Première stepped out. Light. Perfect timing. No delay. No flicker. The old woman was sitting on the bench across the street that night. Greco hat. Unfolded. Watching the pool of light like it was a clock face. You cast a shadow it recognise, che c'est as première passed. The street light shoot off when it entermined it, première repliée. Che nodded. It do not like competition, che sais. That do not make sense, premier c'est. Che smiled faintly. N'était de standing where you do not belong. Première stopped walkie. What happened if premier starter? Première asked. She did not answer right away. Instead, she watched a car pass, its light washing briefly over the pavement. When light stopped, she said slowly, think that way curious. That night, premier stood under the streetlight longeait en before. 10 seconds. Nothing. 20. The darkness felt decay, evitant the rest of the night. Like the air holding it breath. Première stepped out. The light returned immediately. And the light again. Dark. Première noticed some Newton. The darkness was not empty. It was not pitch black. It had depth. Like premier was standing at the bottom of a well and looking up. Première backed away quickly. The next few days, première avoided the light. Crossed the street. Took longer route. Premier did not want to know what happened if première linge red. But last Friday, première camomlat. Tired. Distracted. Première walked straight and it without thinking. The light shoot off, and stay off. Première waited. Nothing changé. Première stepped back. The light did not come on. The street around me felt qui était en it should lave. No insect. No distant traffic. Just the hum of electricity somewhere far away. Premier took another step back. Still dark. Me chest tightened. From the corner of me eye, premier sharp movement. No approaching. No retreat. Adjusting. Première turn me had slightly and felt it immediately pressure. Like the darkness did not want me looking direct at it. Premier rang. When première rushed me building, the streetlight snapped back on behind me. Premier did not sleep much that night. The next evening, the old woman was still there. You stayed au long, je sais. It followed me, première repliée. Je shook her head. No, je sais. It noticed you. What it? Première asked. Je glanced at the streetlight. Place like that learn from repetition, je sais. Tel learn no interrupt them. Interrupt what? Je me eye. The dark, je sais. That night, the streetlight turned off before premier rush edit, premier stopped short. The darkness spread wider than before, the pool had grown. Premier waited. Nothing moved. Nothing breathed. Premier took one step forward. The darkness deepened. No dark deep. Like some opening. Premier stepped back. The light did not return. From inside the darkness, something shifted. A subtle sound, like fabric brushing concrete. Premier did not wait to say more. The following night, the light tailled off pair. City maintenance claimait it was broken. Tepu upcon. A notice. RPAIRPNDING. But the darkness remained. Even during the day, the patch beneath the pole looked wrong. Too flat. Too patient. Last night, premier saw footprint in the dust beneath the light. Bare feet. Standing still. Facing me building. The old woman was not on the bench anymore. Tony it, exanterme reading tea from me window. The street light is still dark. But now when premier look down, premier can see the darkness stretching. Reaching you a little farther than yesterday. And premier understand now. The light did not turn off because of me. It turned off so something else finally see me clearly.
I lock my door the same way every night. Deadbolt first. Handle second. Then I pull once hard to make sure it's secure. Routine matters to me. It keeps the day from following me into sleep. 3 weeks ago, I started getting notifications right after I locked up. Not messages, not alerts from apps. Just a vibration. A blank screen lighting up for half a second. Then nothing. The first time, I checked my phone history. No missed calls. No notifications. Battery normal. I assumed it was a glitch. The second night, it happened again exactly when my hand left the deadbolt. Buzz. Screen lights up. Nothing there. The third night, I waited. I locked the door slowly, watching my phone in my other hand. The moment the deadbolt clicked into place, the phone vibrated. This time, a message appeared. Secure. No sender. No app name. Just that word. I unlocked the door immediately. Heart racing. The phone went dark. I locked it again. Buzz. Secure. I stood there in the hallway, staring at the screen like it might explain itself. The old woman was sitting on the bench outside the building the next evening. Grey coat, hands folded, watching the doors open and close. My phone says secure when I lock my door, I said. She nodded without surprise. That's the confirmation, she replied. Confirmation of what? I asked. That you're inside, she said, and that everything else is out. I didn't like the way she emphasized everything. That night, I didn't lock the door. No vibration. No message. I slept poorly anyway. The next evening, I tried something different. I locked the door. Buzz. Secure. I unlocked it. Locked it again. Buzz. Secure. Then I stepped into the hallway and closed the door behind me. Buzz. My phone lit up. Securing. The word lingered longer than before. I yanked the door open. The message vanished. I stayed inside that night. Over the next few days, the messages changed. Secure, secure, securing, always after the lock turned. When the door closed. Once, when I double-checked the lock before bed, the phone buzzed twice. Secure. No. Exit detected. My chest tightened. I tried disabling notifications, turning the phone off, putting it in airplane mode. The vibration still came. The screen still lit up. The old woman spoke again on the fourth night. You check the lock a lot, she said. I like knowing I'm safe, I replied. She shook her head. That's not what it means anymore, she said. What does it mean? I asked. She tapped the bench beside her. Doors aren't just for keeping things out, she said. Therefore, deciding what stays in that night, I locked the door and left the phone on the kitchen counter. Buzz. I didn't look. A second vibration followed. Longer, then another. When I finally picked it up, there were 3 messages stacked on the screen. Secure, 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 secure. Beneath them, a 4th line appeared slowly, letter by letter. Stay. I unlocked the door. The messages disappeared instantly. The next morning, I found the deadbolt warm to the touch. Not hot, just used. I started noticing other things. The hallway outside my apartment felt longer, quieter, like sound didn't carry the same way. When I locked the door during the day, the phone buzzed too. Not just at night, secure. Once, I locked it while standing half inside, half out. The message took longer to appear. Securing, I stepped fully inside. Secure. That night, I dreamed I was standing in my hallway while the walls leaned inward slightly, just enough to feel close. When I woke up, my phone was glowing, secure. I hadn't touched the lock. The old woman wasn't on the bench the next day, or the next. The building felt quieter without her. Last night, I decided to test something final. I packed a bag, keys in hand, phone in pocket. I unlocked the door and stepped into the hallway. No vibration. I turned back, standing just outside my apartment, and locked the door from the hall. But the phone lit up, securing. The word didn't finish. Instead, another message appeared beneath it. Please return inside. I didn't. The phone vibrated again, harder this time. The screen changed. Outside status, unstable. The hallway lights flickered. I ran. I stayed at a friend's place overnight. This morning, I checked my phone. 1 new message. Timestamped 2:14 a.m. Door remains locked. Contents verified. I went back to my apartment cautiously, unlocked the door. Inside, everything looked normal, except the deadbolt. It was already turned, locked. From the inside, my phone buzzed softly in my hand. Secure. And for the first time since this started, I wasn't sure whether that message was meant to reassure me or the apartment.
My apartment building installed security cameras last month. Cheap ones, wide angle, mounted in the corners of the hallways with blinking red lights meant to make you feel safe. I didn't care much, until I checked the footage. The first time was accidental. A package went missing, and management sent a mass email asking residents to review their hallway clips if they had access. I logged in out of curiosity. The timeline showed several short recordings from outside my door. Every single one of them showed me leaving. Not entering, not unlocking the door, not fumbling with keys. Just me stepping out into the hallway, door closing behind me and walking away. That wasn't possible. I come home every night. I unlock the door. I go inside. The camera should have caught that too. I told myself the system was buggy. The next evening, I tested it. I left my apartment at 7:42 p.m., went to the store. Came back at 8:10 before unlocking the door. I checked the app. There was a new clip. Timestamp, 8:10 p.m. Me, walking away from my apartment. Again. I stood in the hallway, phone in hand, staring at my own back moving down the screen while I stood completely still in real life. I unlocked the door and went inside. That night, the old woman was sitting on the bench outside the building. Gray coat, hands folded, watching the front entrance like it owed her something. The cameras only show me leaving, I said. She nodded. Of course they do, she replied. Why don't they show me coming home? I asked. She glanced up at the building. They don't record arrivals, she said. They record decisions. I didn't like that. The next morning, I left early for work. As soon as I stepped into the hall, I heard the faint click of the camera activating. That night, I checked the footage again. 3 new clips. All of them showed me leaving. Same angle, same hallway, same calm, unhurried walk. One of them was timestamped 3:14 a.m. I knew I hadn't been awake at that time. I started paying attention to my apartment after that. It felt settled. Not cozy, finished. The furniture stopped creaking. The fridge hummed steadily. The place felt like it didn't expect movement anymore. I decided to try something else. That evening, I stepped into the hallway, closed my door, and stood still. The camera activated. I didn't move. The red light blinked. The camera whirred. Nothing else happened. I stepped back inside. No clip appeared. The next night, I stepped into the hallway again. This time, I took one step away from the door and stopped. The camera activated. I checked the footage immediately. The clip showed me walking away. Not stopping, not hesitating, just leaving. Exactly as always. I started to feel cold. The old woman spoke again a few nights later. "You don't watch yourself return?" she said. "I'm there," I replied. I unlocked the door. I go inside. She shook her head. "You occupy the space," she said. "That isn't the same thing." I tried to stay home all weekend. Didn't leave. Didn't open the door. On Sunday night, I checked the footage. There were 2 new clips. Both showed me leaving. One at 11:58 p.m., one at 12:01 a.m. The second clip ended differently. Instead of walking down the hallway, the version of me in the video stopped, turned, looked directly into the camera. I dropped my phone. When I picked it up again, the clip was gone. I unplugged the camera outside my apartment, pulled it straight from the wall. The hallway light flickered. The red LED went dark. That night, I slept with the lights on. In the morning, the camera was back in place, reinstalled. Angle adjusted slightly, lower, more human. I didn't go to work. I stood inside my apartment all day, listening. Around 4 p.m., I heard footsteps in the hallway. Slow, measured. I checked the app. A new clip had just been recorded. Timestamp, 4:01 p.m. The footage showed my door opening, me stepping out. But this time I didn't walk away. I stood there, staring straight ahead, waiting. I stood frozen inside my apartment, heart pounding. The door handle behind me turned, just slightly. I remembered something the old woman said. They record decisions. That night, I packed a bag and opened my door. The hallway was empty. The camera's red light blinked calmly. I stepped out. I felt the click. I walked away deliberately, slowly, making sure every step was my own. When I checked the footage later, there was only one clip. Me leaving, no others. I haven't gone back. But sometimes, when I check the app out of habit, I see the camera activate, recording, even though I'm not there anymore. And in the thumbnail preview, I swear I can see my door opening from the inside.